Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard 101 video. And now you may be asking, this is not Wizard 101. No, you're you're going off the deep end right as you're hitting 1,000 subs too, right? You're just completely losing all hope of sanity. Anyways, the reason why I'm in Pyro 101 and I'm saying it's Wizard 101 is because I don't have a Wizard 101 membership right now. So I am just gonna walk around the topic of this video, which is Mooshu and Pirate 101, because I feel like if I wasn't walking around Mooshu when talking about Mooshu, it would be a little bit just not correct, you know? So here I am. Oh, look, it's Masamune. Wow. Anyways, we're here in Mooshu, walking around because I really needed a Mooshu backdrop, and the reason for that is this video is why Mooshu is my favorite world in Wizard 101. Now, I would like to say it's also my favorite world in Pirate 101, so that's a funny coincidence, but I'm not going to talk about why it's my favorite world in Pirate 101 because it's been so long since I've done it that I don't know if it feels right to talk about it until I've done it again. At the very least, though, I can talk about Wizard 101 and why I love it. So this is going to be divided up into two sections of video. The first section is going to be in regards to gameplay, why I like it the most, and gameplay, you'll see what that means later. And then the second section is in regards to questing, why I like it. So let's get into it. So gameplay features, why do I like Mooshu and why is it my favorite world? Well, the first reason, and this one to me is perhaps the greatest, is the fact that the aesthetic of the world is super good. So right when you get in, immediately you're hit by the music, the amazing Mooshu music that matches the world so beautiful, mixed with the fact that the music perfectly fits the dynamic of the world and what the world looks like, right? So that's one thing. Excuse me. That's one thing that automatically makes Mooshu into a world already set out for my heart, because I love gameplay aesthetics. Honestly, one of the most things that I love in a world. If a world doesn't have a really good soundtrack mixed with a really good setting, I just don't enjoy it. So Mooshu already ticked that off for me. The second I got inside, just how it looks is super well placed with the music. But it's obviously, for me, it's not just that. There is some other features of Mooshu that are really good, which this is going to be in kind of the second half, because I kind of already just described the minor things that I wanted to. But trust me when I say that this second section is actually a lot longer. So in regards to like questing features and whatnot that I absolutely adore in Mooshu. So let's start out with the quest line. First off, it's a very well-paced quest line. A lot of quest lines, in my opinion, don't have the best pacing in Wizard 101. They're not bad, obviously. I think overall, majority of them are really good. But I think Mooshu has almost a perfect pacing in regards to exactly what it's giving you before you get particularly to the end of the quest line, which I actually really like. And Mooshu is actually one of the worlds where it doesn't involve an arc. It does. The whole reason why we're in Mooshu is because what's this quest?
I implore you to go to Songun Pagoda. Ring the gong
Yeah,
in front, challenge Isao.
Sorry, what was I gonna say? I got distracted by Murasaki. The pacing's really good. Oh yeah, okay, so it's the only one that's not the only one, but it's one of the only ones that is not really involved with the overarching arc. The whole point of it is you're trying to get the Dragon Spire World Gate Key, which the Emperor of Mooshu holds. And obviously, to do that, you need to save the Emperor of Mooshu, who's going through an absolute awful time, who's been like poisoned or possessed or something like that, and cannot, you know, actually run his country, so we need to save him. I think, personally, it's one of my favorite quest lines in the game because of how well paced it is. You need to get his 3 separate pieces back to him to successfully help him, which you need his sword. What else do you need? I know that you need a sword. I forget what the other two are, but there are two other ones. While also taking down the riots and evil people that are plaguing the land. But anyways, nonetheless, that's basically the whole reason why I like the pacing of the quest line. But obviously, I don't just like the pacing. There are other aspects of it that, in my opinion, are really good. So, the first thing. Actually, wait. Let me pause and collect my thoughts because I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. All right. I remembered what I wanted to say now, and this is specifically one of my most liked features about it, and that's the pacing of the levels beyond everything. The pacing of the levels and the XP. I've said that the pacing of the quests is good, the XP is better, and the reason there's two main reasons for that. First off, the quests, in my opinion, your level evolves in a really good way. So what I mean by that is that in some worlds, like in Marleybone, you go from maybe level 22 to 28, right? Which isn't really that satisfying of a level thing. That means you gained about 6 levels throughout Marleybone. Now, obviously, if you did side quests, that changes. But as an average person who doesn't do side quests, because the average person does not do side quests, I am not the average person. Obviously, they a 6th level boost, they won't feel very satisfied. But in Mooshu, you definitely feel that grind because you go from 28 to 38 almost 100% of the time. Plus, with the side quests, you can get even higher, which I have obviously done before, and let me tell you, it is very satisfying to get higher. Personally, I think Mooshu has one of the best side quests things in the game. They have the one of the best feeling side quests because all of them feel like they are actually enjoyable, which is kind of rare in side quests actually in a lot of games. I feel like a lot of games don't really have good side quests, and there's no really reason to do them beyond the experience. But I actually think that the Mooshu side quests are quite enjoyable to do, which is one thing. But with both of them combined, giving a decent amount of XP for your level, actually, you can get to like level 42 or above just in Mooshu before Dragonspire, which is actually really impactful later in the levels because Dragonspire doesn't actually give a lot of XP. If you've never done it before, if you've done it before, you know. Basically, it doesn't give a lot of XP. It gives a few levels of experience, but not a ton. I've seen quite a few, like almost every world around it gives way more experience. Specifically, Celestia gives way more experience as well. So it's just kind of in this like a middle section where it doesn't really give that much XP, which just kind of sucks. But if you do a bit of Mooshu before it, you're kind of boosted a little bit to the point where it doesn't feel as bad, and it definitely makes it a lot better when you go into somewhere like Wintertusk, where in Wintertusk, you'll then be ahead of the curve, and by the time you start Celestia, you'll be very close to 60, which to me is very important for the pacing of the game. I feel like being 60 before going into Celestia is the proper way to quest through it. Maybe not before you go into Celestia, but during the beginning of Celestia, in my opinion, you should be level 60, because it makes the ending so much easier and so much more enjoyable when you're actually on par and above the enemies rather than below the enemies, which you are if you enter at level 44 like you would normally. Which also, that does show another thing about Dragonspire, is that you go from 38 to 44 if you don't do side quests. I do know these numbers off the top of my head, by the way. I'm not just completely BSing you. It might be 36 to 44, but either way, it's still less than what you would like, specifically because Dragonspire is difficult, and having little reward for a world so large just feels kind of meh. But anyways, regardless, I've spoken enough about why I love Mooshu in regards to those two things. Obviously, just to recap, the aesthetics are amazing, the music is amazing, The quests are well paced and give a decent amount of experience. And overall, it just is my favorite world because of that. I think it's one of the most balanced and one of the most well likable, personally. And every time I go to Mooshu, I enjoy it. Honestly, I've never had a time where I've gone to Mooshu and been like, man, I hate this world, I want to get out of here. Every time I go to Mooshu, I enjoy it. So please let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what your favorite world is, what you feel about Mooshu, or just tell me like if there's another world that you felt the same way to, because there are worlds that I felt the same way to. Like I think Avalon's a beautiful world and is almost just as good in my opinion as as Mooshu. So tell me what you think. Yeah, we're very close to 1,000 subs, so I'd appreciate it if we could get there. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a fantastic day. Thank you all for watching.